out. Maybe they will able to save it. But in the meantime, look at Myth Ancom, you know. He's not doing anything. He's staying very, very passive. Killing the creep here. He's gonna take this base as well. That means he's gonna be on 4 bases at very, very soon, and that's gonna pretty much secure him a lot of income. And now finally we are seeing some nice Blink Stalker micro. Infestors are trying to lay down those infested Terrans to add to the DPS, but I think there are too many Stalkers that have the +1/+1/+1 upgrade, and that's gonna make him a lot harder to kill. And
he defends.
You know what? High Times, after doing some nice damage, he's gonna retreat.
Oh, look at this, man. A huge battalion of Marines coming across the field right now from Myth Ancom. And it looks like Ancom, I mean, like you said, he's expanding all over the place right now, man. He's going to have a very solid economic structure behind him. High Times right now continuing to push in with these Stalkers. It looks like we do still have some Infestors out. Some fungal growth goes down. The Broodlings adding to the damage to be dealt against these. Now, a couple more Spine Crawlers have been rebuilt here. It looks like he's going to build a Spore Crawler as well to take out that Observer that's currently following the forces of High Times. But he defends again, man. Very, very solid defense here from Amingo.
Yeah, I mean, in actually managing to get those Stalkers into the red, to the orange, to the yellow. But I have to say one thing. I think that Ancom just forgot about Stim. He does not have Stim. Those Marines, you know, he's patrolling, he's moving, he's posturing up to do some damage, to do some, I don't know, so maybe some sharking, but he does not have the Steam, and he really needs it against those Blink Stalkers. But now, High Times, he's gonna pile up the pressure once again, coming with even a bigger Stalker count this time. You know what? Nice Fungal Growth actually manages to catch some of the Stalkers, but those Infestors, you know, some are already out of energy, and look at the defensive Blink-in. Those energy wasted on the Infested Terrans is gonna be pretty much useless, and look at that right now. Yumingo knows he's in deep trouble. He's trying to rebuild the wall, and he's actually trying to maybe even build some more static defenses. He still have some drones there. You definitely need those buffs if you want to continue to stay alive.
Absolutely right, he does, and it looks like we are going to see this expansion finishing up here for Ancom. He's landed it down. He's sent some SCVs over here, even landing down a mule now. He's got more command centers coming out here. If these are going to be turned into planetaries, then he's got to get rid of his bunkers, because that's part of the static defenses. He's already got one planetary out here. He's got one bunker. So we'll have to keep that in mind, Forrester. Now, another expansion trying to go down for Amingo, but it's going to be canceled or taken down without a cancel as High Times shows up with his Stalkers. Now, I would love to see a battle between High Times Stalkers and the Marines out here from Ancom. Will that be happening? He's got he's going to be going in right now, and look at this, man. Ancom's going to go ahead and go head-to-head against these Stalkers here. Ancom running right into the fray right now without firing one bullet. Balls to the wall, I would say. No stimback research done for Ancom as of yet. He's been working on his economic structure, now pumping out more of these racks as well. And it looks like he's going to start his war machine here soon enough. He is sitting at the 200 supply count, and High Times is afraid. And I think he should be afraid, because we're 16 minutes into this game, and you know, Ancom's already max.
Yeah, he's max, and once those Marines will finally have their stim, they're gonna out DPS those Stalkers by a bunch. And I don't know, he still needs to buy himself like 20 more game seconds before stim will be completed. And you can see that Ancom is edging, and now a big engagement. Stim has not done just yet. Those Stalkers are actually doing some nice DPS, but they're gonna blink out of there. Marines with the +2/+2 upgrades are definitely a thing to be reckoned with, as you cannot just you know, he actually had a good concave there. He actually had a good concave, and I would expect to see him fight more. He did not see the stim in, so maybe he figured it out. But now we have the stim. He doesn't know that, and we're gonna see the stim, and the Marines are gonna go in defensive blink in, and that stim might as well be
wasted life.
Might have spent it. Yeah, I mean, that was unnecessary. And the good blink out by High Times actually causing those Marines to lose a lot of DPS. But now a big fight, another steam on the Marines. But now Stalkers are seemingly to be stronger. I don't know, big concave, very good concave for High Times. But those Marines are churning in. Look at the Infestors from behind. They're seeing everything. They're laughing at everything that's going down right now. And what they're gonna do, they're gonna wait here to see who is the victorious.
That's right, man. And it looks like Amingo here taking the back seat as he unburrows here. He's gonna throw a mass fungal growth on everything. He needs to go ahead and burrow back up and leave this situation. Maybe throw down some Infested Terran here to do some damage against High Times. Now, High Times is going to go ahead and pull back to his base here. He does have a couple of photon cannons, so he can detect these burrowed Infestors. Then the Infestors are going to continue sharking around underground here, but dude, they're right underneath that Observer. They need to get the hell out of there. We could see one offensive blink in and the end of the day for these Infestors. But it looks like that's not going to be happening here, Forrester. These Infestors are continuing to gather up here, but there it is. They unburrow. They're going to throw down a couple of Infested Swarm Eggs and throw down a Fungal Growth on the Observer. Great play here from Amingo.
Wow. Very nice pickup of that Observer right there. And now that means High Times needs to rebuild. But here we go. Look at the Marines are actually going next to the... Oh, he's spinning them, but that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough. There are a lot of Infestors right there. 3 has popped out. They're going to lay down the Fungal Growth. Big Fungal Growth catches a lot of Marines, but one Infestor dies. We need another Fungal to actually kill them. And yeah, the second Fungal will kill all of them, but now Marines are trying to do some nice damage, but more Fungal Growth. And wow, those Marines are in the red, are in the orange, are in the yellow. They're going to die, and that's going to be that painful for ANCOM.
A couple of Infested Terran come out here. More Fungal Growth going down. Look at how red those Marines are. We got another bout going on right here from High Times. He's actually making a forward movement against ANCOM's base here. ANCOM having a couple of these planetary fortresses, as we are seeing these Stalkers here continue to decimate the forces. Now, here come the backup Marines. They do show up just in time to fight this off, but will it be enough for us? Or it looks like High Times has got the upgrades he needs. I mean, he's sitting on 3 attack upgrade here, 1 armor, 1 shielding upgrade, and it looks like he's going to continue in just overwhelming what ANCOM's got, but that planetary is actually going to send these Stalkers a packing.
Yeah, it probably will. It was so hard for the Stalkers to... Oh, look at that. Very nice move by Umingo. Sending 1 Infested Terran here to the Zelnaga Tower. Will give him pretty much all the vision that he needs. And now he knows. He saw the Stalkers. He saw the Stalkers moving out. He knows the base of High Times is not protected whatsoever. So we can actually cripple the economy line. He's not going to go for it. Stalkers are once again trying to engage against planetaries and against Marines. They're going to blink in on top of the ramp. Very nice blink in, avoiding the planetaries. And now ANCOMs need to scan. I don't even know why. Trying to figure out where the Observer was. But yeah, I mean, the Stalkers are now in the main base. Marines need to hurt. They're back in there to defend. But once again, High Times is getting very nice concaves. But I think he will surrender now to the might of the Marines. And he is getting attacked from the other side by Infested Terrans in this third.
That's right, man. Look at these full energy Infestors getting taken out there from those Stalkers. A little bit of miss micro play here from Amingo, but he does take down the Nexus. And there he is, man, getting a nice +1 for him. He has laid down his own expansion out here to bring himself to that third base situation. He definitely does need to make sure to get those drones transferred over. He did run out of minerals inside of his main base. Now, the upgrades coming out here from Amingo, it looks like we do see him with the level 1 attack upgrade for the range as well as the level 1 armor upgrade, but he does need to continue to get those range attack upgrades because those Infested Terrans do get that attack upgrade buff.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And High Time says, "Get red, man. Leave me alone." Red is becoming quite strong.
Quite a powerhouse, yeah.
Yeah, oh, look at that. Nice catch by the Infestors. Gonna catch those Marines. They're gonna kill them. Maybe 1 Marine is gonna left. No Hero Marines this time. But yeah, look at the amount of planetaries right now that ANCOM has. He has all the scans in the world. He has Missile Terrans. He's gonna catch those Infested Terrans, making their way. And they're actually gonna be in a nice spot. Look at that right here in the 3rd place. They're gonna throw whatever they can and maybe even fungos those SCV and mules. That's gonna be very, very sweet. And yes, here we go. 5 Infested Terrans with the upgrades are gonna be laid down on the mineral line of the 3rd base, and they're gonna do some nice damage. ANCOM catches it, not delayed a bit, pretty much catches it on time. The planetary is gonna do a nice damage, and you know what, he will salvage, he will save that base. And Stalkers from the other side, I think both players are actually now trying to figure out a way to take on ANCOM, because ANCOM is looking the most scary right now.
And it looks like High Times here is going to go ahead and try in once again, but that planetary offering huge defense perks here for ANCOM. I did let him know that there are no more planetaries allowed for him. There is going to be a blink back here as the Marines do stim up and move forward. They need to use those stims wisely, Forrester. He needs to only stim when he can surround. so that he can actually take down these, these stalkers overall. Now the infestors do lay down some infested Terran, but the blink away does save him for that. We do see a fungal growth going down, some infested Terran coming out as well, but it looks like High Times is only going to lose a few stalkers from that fray.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing he can do, is trying to rally the last infested Terrans that he has there. And more fungal growth are going on the stalkers, more stalkers are being destroyed. You have to remember that economy is going to play a huge role here. Finally, High Times manages to resecure his 4th base. Well, we are seeing that Yumingo, he has a lot of minerals. He does not have that many workers. He has only 131 drones. He has 29 larvae right now. He's not even close to B-max. I'm not even sure what is he doing right now, but he needs the gas. He barely has any gas whatsoever, so he needs to mine gas as hard as he can if he wants to produce more of those infestors. And now we are seeing the offensive Blinken gonna take 2 infestors, and the rest are gonna burrow and herb the hell out of there. And in the midst of all this, Ancom is looking forward to take his 5th base.
That's right, he is. And it looks like, let's see. Ancom, I mean, he's got quite a bit of Marines. He's still sitting at the 200 supply count. We do see 122 supply count out for High Times. He's going to go in right again against that planetary. The planetary goes down. And the scan of the observer does catch it off guard there. If Ancom were to do some cool tactics, man, he could actually send some Marines down here into the middle of the map, move them around the back of the Stalkers, and the Stalkers go to try to attack. He can actually stem those Marines up around the back of the Stalkers and cause them to either have to blink into the planetary fortresses, or at least blink into the Marines, and that'll bring them to a better stem situation. Now, looks like High Times here is going to go ahead and work on the base here of Umingo, as Umingo is currently losing a few of those structures here. I don't know, man. I mean, it looks like High Times may be able to take the foreground here against Umingo, but he's got to be careful.
Yeah, and a small update. You know what? Mana has arrived, but now Scott is AFK. So, Kerrigan is in the background trying to secure us that game. It might be even Cass. He's trying to talk with Cass right now. Could he play? Trying to secure us the next game. He doesn't even care which game it's going to be. So Kerrigan is in the background doing some nice damage to the players, stalking them. But you know what? The real damage has been done right here by the Stalkers, which actually managed to take that base. And now those overloads are loaded with infestors, and he doesn't want to lose them. That was so close, Duffs. And yet again, forcing a cancellation on the base that Yumingo tried to take from High Time. So now it's yellow against green. We got infestors, queen, everything is in the fray right now. Most of the infestors are trying to lay down some infested Terrans, and now some fungal growth. Stalkers are actually taking a lot of damage out of this. Yeah, I mean, I have to remind you that fungal growth actually does more damage against armor. It does 40 damage against armor over time, instead of just 30 against the bio. Just the bio is so squishy that people tend to think that the fungal growth is better against bio. No, the fungal growth is better against armored, but obviously armored unit has more HP. But now the Stalkers are gonna power through. They're gonna offensively blink in, and they're gonna try and take everything in the main base of Umingo. And I don't think Umingo have a response to this.
You know, his infestors are basically out of energy, man, and when they're out of energy, they can't really do too much. The natural expansion is going to fall, and it looks like these infestors are going to go ahead and start packing up, moving out north. High Times here, he blinks away after doing some pretty nice damage, because there are some Marines that did stim up to take out this Nexus, and look at that, man. The Nexus falls to the ground, and it looks like another base here getting taken out from High Times. When will these Marines mobilize? Ancom sitting here at 200 supplies still, man. Throwing out 7 more reactor cores. Looks like we do see High Times here going in once again against this planetary fortress. These Marines are coming around the front. High Times does have the ability to blink, but he wants to take that planetary. It goes down. How about you start being aggressive? I agree, sir. Now it looks like Umingo is going to go ahead and start moving out with these infestors. He's got a couple unburrowed. He's going to go ahead and burrow those up right now, throwing down the infested Terran around here as we see the turtling tyrannous power of Ancom. Will he actually move out? I don't know. But High Times, he's going to try to take the main base of Umingo, and there's really nothing to defend.
Yeah, the infestors are in the middle of the field, being caught out of position. I'm not even sure why is he blinking out right now. he can actually do a lot of damage. But now the Infestors manages to catch those Stalkers, and a lot of Infested Terrans out there. But